That's exactly what you need. Upaiskan lemikveh. Upaiskan lemikveh means you don't pour it directly into the mikveh. You pour it outside the mikveh, and then you let it flow from outside into the mikveh. So it has it's considered that water that was nimshach, that was drawn on the ground, it has some sort of it purifies it from being drawn. Now this only works with half the mikveh according to this opinion. So let's get carried away. You open up your hose outside your swimming pool and say, it's a foot or two away.
Does it work with a Lubavitch mikveh? Because they'll use
I'll tell you,
rain
normally
in the other mikvehs.
The mikveh never dies.
But this one hasn't been created yet.
So what's happening is they'll usually, if you look outside, if you look at the design of a mikveh, usually what's going to happen is you're going to see however the water's getting collected, it's going to come down, and then there's going to be a cement out here. You used to be able to see it would come along cement, which was considered the ground for a certain amount of year. It wouldn't get collected and go straight into the mikveh. They would let it go, I think 3 tvachim or a certain amount of, what's the shear of Hamshacha? I forget the shear of Hamshacha, a certain amount of tvachim that it would be drawn along that. And just in case, when you make a mikveh, you do everything, you throw in all the precautions. Okay. Ve'hin ta'irin, and it's going to be good. So what do we see? That as long as you have majority, the rest of it you can do she'uvin b'hamshacha. Why? Shashiva materis b'reviya v'hamshacha, because she'iva, which means drawn water, gets purified with the majority of rainwater and with it being drawn along the ground. Michlal, this implies the Rabbanan Savri, the b'reviya v'hamshacha loy. That must mean that the Rabbanan hold that it doesn't work, because you just said that it's Rabbi ben Yaakov. So Elaha dechiyasa Ravinam Rabbi Yechanan Shuva Shemshicha Kula Tahiramani. We have a lenient opinion here that Rabbi Yechanan tells us that even if you do the entire mikveh with she'uvim, you turn on your hose 2 feet away from the swimming pool and you let it overflow into the pool, get drawn into the pool down the steps or whatever. So that's the whole thing could be tar.
Yeah, but that's
Mani.
what we use today. We use Shaka.
Shaka is something else. But the Gemara asks here, just 1 second. Lei Rabbanan v'lei Rabbi Lezer. That opinion is a lenient opinion. It's definitely Rabbi Lezer, because Rabbi Lezer says you need the whole thing, and because Rabbi Lezer says you need 51% to be Megashamim, and the Rabbanan we thought it didn't work at all. We're going to have a new pshat. So what do you say?
What shuv was Shemshicha Kula Tahira? The whole thing was shoved?
The whole thing was shoved, and he let it get drawn.
And it's not like it was connected to
No, there's no mikveh there. There's no
totally,
real bar.
Totally a shuv. So because he lets it roll on the floor?
Yeah. According to that opinion, just because he lets it travel along the ground, it goes back into, as if it's coming from the aquifers or something.
So how they do it with ice? That didn't travel.
The thing with ice is that the ice, they put it in a container with holes in it, so it's not considered a container. The thing is, I can move ice without a container. Right. So it's not considered shuvim. If I chop it off the mountain, the ice, it was never in a container. I put it in a net. I carry it in a net. And then I put it in the mikveh. It was never contained. That's like a solution of making a mikveh in places where it doesn't rain.
Ice has to be natural ice?
I'm not sure.
Well, the story in the Mishnah is natural ice.
I'm not sure.
The town that they said go get the ice.
We can't put ice, blocks of ice into the.
You put it into.
Not from. I don't think you can use the refrigerator ice. The ice blocks that they used to drop off.
No, but from
the mountains you can, as long as you don't put it in a container. You put it in something that is not a container, in a net. Rabbi Telushkin, the grandfather, Reb Nissen Telushkin, not Joseph Telushkin, his grandfather wrote a sefer, he wrote a sefer, and in the sefer he discusses if all our city water should be kosher for a mikveh. And it was like a very daring discussion, very daring discussion. But he has diagrams of the reservoir with the pipes and things. Is it considered all connected to the reservoir? Ella Amar, what is this supposed to be? So we have a question here that whose opinion is this? Ella Amar, Rav Papa switches it. Rashi switches it. See, Rashi Amar Rav Papa. So Rav Papa says, here it says Rabbi, Lefi Cheshbon Kelim, we're going to have a different story here. It's the amount of utensils that are used to get the water into the mikveh. Yosef ben Chainihi. I don't have any reference for Yosef ben Chaini. Maybe, but I don't know. The Tanya was taught in a Bais.
It says there's a Tanya that lived at the end of the second temple, and he cited in the Mishnah Gemara. In many places, it was referred to also by Yossi ben Chani instead of Yosef.
Oh, okay. Instead of Yosef, here is Yosef. Something is Yosef. I assume that the Yosefs, that the Yosis in the Gemara were originally Yosef. Okay, but I don't know. The Tanya was taught in the Bais of Shleishus, lug of Mayim Shuvim. Let's say you have 3 lug of Mayim Shuvim. That's the amount that ruins a mikveh, if the mikveh doesn't have 40 saw. 3 lug. Shenaflu Lamayim, that fell into the water. It's supposed to be Shenaflu Mikveh. Bishnayim, Bishleisha Kalim, if it fell in with 2 or 3 utensils. Separately. Afilu barba v'chamisha kelim, or even if it's 4 or 5 utensils, paislam es mikveh. That passes the mikveh because they combine to be shleisha lugim. However, Yosef ben Chaini, Aimer, v'shnayim v'shleisha kelim paislam es mikveh, barba v'chamisha ein paislam es mikveh. You divided it up in a way that each one doesn't have the significance to pass the mikveh. So when the Mishnah says lefi cheshbon, it's lefi cheshbon kelim. Ein mechatas nas mechatas. Let's go further. The paraduma water doesn't become paraduma water unless you put it on top, right? Mantana, Amar Rabbi Barabba, Amar Rabbi Yechanan. Rabbi Barabba, Amar Rabbi Yechanan is the one that's giving us the Tanaim for each Mishnah here, for each piece of the Mishnah. It says, the like Reb Shimon, it doesn't fit with Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon is always Reb Shimon by Yechai. The Tanya, taught in the Bais, Hiktim Afar. Notice this with an ayin. Hiktim Afar Lamayim Pasal. If you put the dirt before the water, it means the ashes before the water, it's pasul. Reb Shimon says no. You can put the ashes on the bottom.
Offer is olive.
It's supposed to be afer, but there's a reason why he's doing this. My time to Reb Shimon. What's the reason for Reb Shimon? That they take for the impure person from it says the dirt, it's supposed to say the afer, from the ashes of the burnt paraduma. V'nasan alav mayim chayim, and you put the water on top of it. Wow. Pasuk says, mamish, you put the water on top. The Tanya Reb Shimon, it was taught in the Bais, Reb Shimon says, v'chiyafaru, is it dirt? Allah yeferu, it's the ashes. Upper and afer is ayin or aleph. So Shina Kasav Mimashmai, the pasuk changes it from its understanding, Ladane Menegzer Shava, to learn something from it. Nemar Kan Afar V'Nemalalan Afar. It says over here Afar, even though it means Afer, and it says over there Afar, and it means Afar. Over there is by the Saita, where they take from the dirt of the floor and they put it into the mixture that she's going to drink. Malahalan Afar al Gabe Emayim, just like by the Saita. You put the water first, then the dirt on top. Afkan offer al gabe mayim. Here also I have to put the water first, then the ashes or the dirt on top. Makan hiktim afar lamayim kosher. Well, just like over there, let's say you did it the wrong way. By the saita, you put the dirt in first, and you put the water on top. It's kosher. Afkan hiktim afar lamayim kosher. Also over here, it should be kosher. Whose opinion is that? That's Reb Shimon. We're saying that it's not kosher, so we're not going like with Reb Shimon. V'hachaminalan. It's supposed to be v'hacha v'hasaminalan. So where do we know the source for this, how it's supposed to be? It says Trey Kroik Siva. We have 2 psukim. But here it says, V'nasan alav.
So what does the Mishnah say that's against Rav Shimon?
Oh, because the Mishnah said that ve'ein meichatas, eis meichatas ele imatan efer, which only when you add the ashes.
Oh, so it can't be first.
It can't be first, right? So here we say, it says v'nasan alav. Nasan alav mayim chayim. You add the water on top. Alma efer bereisha. That means you put the ashes first. V'hadak siv mayim chayim al keli. And then it says you put the water into the vessel. It's not into the vessel, it's on top of the ashes. So it's a contradiction. You put on top of the ashes the water. And then it says you put the water in the vessel. But the water's not going into the vessel, it's going on top of the ashes, which were there first already. So how do you do this? Rotza afa lamata, rotza afa lamayla. You do it either way. Either the ashes on the bottom or on top. You have two choices. That would be the opinion of Reb Shimon. V'tana didan my taima. What does our Tana hold? Amalach seifa dekra. This is amazing. You have to. There's a missing words here. Seifa dekra.
I don't understand what it says. Minolan trey cry.
I have a contradiction in the psukim.
And they first give the
One
explanation of
says-
Rav Shimon?
Yeah. Well, this is a continuation of Reb Shimon's
because-
shita.
So we said that was Rav Shimon. Now, so what is our
Tana that argues on Reb Shimon? What
and
do
then he
they
gets
hold?
Shimon again.
No. Now it says that we still have the contradiction. But how does our Tana learn those psukim? Reb Shimon gave us an answer that it works either way. Our Tana says, Seifa Dekra, add in the words El Keli. What are the last words of the pasuk? V'nasan alav mayim chayim El Keli. El Keli, mayim chayim El Keli, that's dafka. It needs to go in first. Alav, v'nasan alav, now we read further in the Gemara. V'nasan alav, when you add on top of it says you add on top of the ashes the water. 1 second, that means ashes were first. It says, no, that's liarvan. That just means that you mix it in. Alav doesn't mean on top. Alav means in. The word al. Vayavayu hanashim al hanashim. It just means that they came close. It doesn't have to mean amamish on top. Okay.
Here it says once you mix it in, the water covers the ashes.
Right.
So it is on top.
Oh, I'm learning it different.
Actually, it doesn't make a difference, like according to Webster, because scientifically, you're creating a solution, not a suspension. Dust, which is
What is that,
carbon, will wait. Will.
The opposite.
It's the opposite.
Creating a suspension.
It is a suspension, so there is a difference. It's not like ionic. Right.
Wow.
No, I was trying to figure out. No, it's the difference between sugar and water and salt and water. Salt and water is positive and negative in ill solution. But sugar and water, sugar always comes down because it's the same thing here. You can't mamish put them both together. So that's a kasha and Rav Shimon.
He gets the motorcycle.
No, that's where Shimon responds. He says that that contradiction tells you that you have either way. You can either put it in first or you can put it in second.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's optional.
Dizzy.
My chazis, the Amrit, Seifa, Dekra, Dafka, Dilma Resha, Dafka. How do you know that the Seifa of the pasuk, the end of the pasuk, El Keli is the main one? It says Leimatzitz Amrit. Mamatina b'chol makam machshel l'mayla, afkan machshel l'mayla. What do we find in these places? That the machshir is always on top. So, for example, by the Saita, we're supposed to put the ashes on top. So also over here, we're supposed to put the ashes on top. So that should be the one. Stop it. Yeah.